when you're able to do more, you have more options to do bad.
Right.
And when you're given this, it opens up so many possibilities. That person who is on their deathbed, who wants to go to church and interact with people, interact with a priest, can now.
Right.
Can kids not go outside because they're fighting zombies on the planet Urethron? Absolutely. Hello and welcome back to the Croak and Crow podcast, your two-dimensional podcast. I am Spencer Cartier.
I am Chesty.
What is that? Sounds like a stripper's name.
Hi, Frank.
Hey, Frank. This here's Frank. What's up, guys? How you been? How you feeling? How you doing?
I'll tell you why I'm Chesty.
Why?
It is the Bulldog. It's the United States Marines unofficial Bulldog.
You felt bad for leaving the Marines out. We talked about the Army. Army,
College. Navy, Air Force. You're right.
We talked about the Navy. Yesterday we talked about the Air Force.
Yesterday was Veterans Day.
It's Veterans Week, So
Chesty is just like the bird was a living bird. Remember? Yeah. Nova. Chesty is a living bulldog.
And they call him Chesty because he probably stands like this.
Funny, you would think that, but no, he was named after a general or something.
General Chester. Something
like that. But yesterday, you asked me if the bird Nova, if it was like the 15th, and I was like, no. But guess what? Chesty is the 15th.
I kind of like that, You can always meet Chesty. Yeah. And then it's not as sad when they pass away.
Yeah. So
it's just the continuation of life.
Right.
It's like, because it's like you are when you see like the young bulldog and it's like, oh, you're petting the young bulldog, and it reminds you in solidarity of the ones that came before it, sort of like how it's got its name. We always remember old General Chester.
Right. I don't know if his name is Chester, but the Marines use the bulldog, which is funny because it's an English bulldog and we're American, but because the Germans...
The American bulldog.
I think it was an English bulldog. Anyway, the Germans, I guess in the war or whatever, they used to call the Americans devil dogs.
Yeah.
And then there was like some kind of a political cartoon or something where like a bulldog was chasing like a dachshund. Is that German?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember Shepherd?
Well, no, it was like a smaller dog, like it was a joke.
Oh.
So they just adopted bulldog because they're like strong and loyal and tenacious and
American.
Or English, but
Tomato. Shout out all the Marines, the veterans. This week's for you. What else?
There's even a girl bulldog because named after the first female Marine.
Oh, do you know the name?
Ofa, maybe?
Ofa.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Do I have anything else?
That's a last name, right?
No.
Okay.
November 12th, 1933. What happened?
November 12th, 1933. That was the start of World War II.
Was it? I don't think so.
No.
November 12th, 1933. The Philadelphia Eagles
won their first championship ever.
No, they played their first Sunday game. So, Sunday football?
Yeah.
Well, because of the blue laws, it was not allowed for Pennsylvania, our Pennsylvania, Quakertown, Pennsylvania people. Well, a lot of places have blue laws.
So I'm guessing blue laws coincides with the Sabbath and not to do anything on Sundays.
Right.
But this was still when the NFL wasn't a thing, correct? It had to have not been because the NFL is on what? It's 54th Super Bowl?
I think it was
we'll
part
put
of
it
the
to
NFL.
1950. No, like before the NFL.
You would know much more about that than I do. All I know is that because Pennsylvania said you can play football on Sunday, which was like, what?
Shocking.
Philadelphia and Pittsburgh were able to join the league or the franchise or whatever. So I don't know if that was NFL or whatever, but
who knows?
Blue laws, which they still exist, really.
I'm sure if you go to Utah, you probably can't buy.
No, I mean even in Pennsylvania. Well, the mail doesn't come. That's national, right?
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure you can't buy a car on a Sunday.
I doubt that.
I think that's true.
CarMax? I can buy it on my phone?
No, I meant like go to a car dealership because of blue law.
Sounds
I didn't believe this. And
you know why it sounds right? Because
yeah.
I'm pretty sure this could be talking out of my butt. but I'm pretty sure I went to get like a title change and they put it through, but they said it won't go through till tomorrow.
Yeah.
Might have been on a Sunday. So
Right.
like, it's open, but it's like,
Right.
but once again, federal.
Yeah. I have
Federal.
To cough. I have to cough.
That's
I
okay.
had to cough.
There'll be no coughing in the future.
So, blue laws, that's religious.
Why is it called blue laws?
I don't know. I do know that blue humor meant cursing.
Blue steak. Doesn't that mean...
Blue steak?
What is it called? What is like the rarest of steaks? Isn't it blue?
I don't know what you're talking
Like,
about.
you know, like different temperatures you cook a steak. Start the highest and well done.
Really? I wouldn't know
I'm
that.
pretty sure a blue steak is like, it's still mooing.
I wouldn't know that.
Or
But
Pittsburgh blue? I don't know.
I know that the Eagles used to be blue and yellow.
Yes, they were.
Hmm.
And in some of the Madden games you can play, they're all colors.
Really?
Yeah.
The last thing is it's National French Dip Day.
Oh.
You know it?
Do I know it?
I know. I love it.
I love it. I was literally just...
I wish I can't have
I
it
was
anymore.
talking to my friend. I felt about to start saying there. I was talking to my friend down the alleyway. They asked me, "What do you want to eat today?" I said, "Okay." We're talking about a diner. We haven't been in a while, and they had just gone. They said, "Oh, remember we used to go to that place?" And I said, "Yes, I do." I had this conversation yesterday, and I said I used to get the French dip sandwich every time. So good.
So good.
So good.
So good.
Bam, bam, bam. I knocked the coin out
French
of the frog's
dip
mouth.
name. It's an American sandwich. It's named for the bread. A French bread roll. It has to be a pretty strong roll because you're going to be
dipping that bad boy.
You're going to be dipping it in au jus.
Au jus.
This is like meat juice more than gravy. Well, actually, I think au jus means juice in French.
Well, I think it's just the gravy, the like sauce it cooks
like the
in.
drippings. Yeah.
So you know what? Anytime you get a sandwich, it's just not juicy enough. And then like a roast beef sandwich. What happens when you do a roast beef sandwich?
Just totally melts.
You take a bite. I love roast beef sandwiches. Don't get me wrong.
So do I.
And the juice
Hot
goes
roast
out.
Beef.
Yeah, the juice goes out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll scoop back up. Not the point. This is the opposite.
Yeah.
They reverse engineered the roast beef sandwich.
Yeah.
And it's like, why have juice drip out when you can push juice in?
I know.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Oh my. Provolone cheese on that bad boy.
Yeah, some people put cheese. And
throw a sharp provolone on it for
some people
me.
put mustard, and I don't.
What?
I never put mustard.
It sounds like a New England thing to do.
So is it roast beef for you or roast pork, or you don't care?
I don't care. I don't ask questions. If it says French and ends with dip, I'm buying.
Well, I miss it, so I want someone to make me a gluten-free vegetarian French dip. I think you can do it with mushrooms somehow.
I think it's possible.
Yeah, impossible. I thought you said I think it's possible.
I think it's impossible.
Meh.
Such a good co-host.
Okay, stop.
Sorry. What else? It's Friday. You got any plans?
It's Friday.
Got any plans?
If I was in Florida, which I would like to be there. It's getting very cold here. That's why I have on 2 hats. The second Friday of the month, you go down to Airstream Row, Volano Beach. Have you been?
Bring your gal.
Have you been to
and you
Volano Beach?
In the back
with
of your
big
1970 Thunderbird.
Yeah.
Nice.
Airstream Row is Airstreams.
And then who's that serial killer?
You know Airstreams. The silver
yeah,
type of,
yeah. Those are cool.
And they have music, and they have food trucks, and they have so I would go down there. Second Friday is today.
That's today.
It's at night. I think it's like nighttime, 7 to 9
I
or
would
something.
assume
But
so.
you won't be cold.
No,
You'll be warm.
Breeze coming off the Gulf.
Breeze coming. No, it's the ocean.
Breeze coming off the Atlantic.
Yeah.
Oh man. Maybe there's some cotton candy somewhere.
It's not.
Carnival.
It's not out of the. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
I'm sure there's someone in there out of the back of the Airstream like, hey, you want some cotton candy?
Oh, yeah. Sounds like he was luring you.
Probably was, but hey, if there's cotton candy,
it's too late. We can't go. There's no way. Like driving, we wouldn't make it. Can't get a flight at this point.
Bet we could.
Really?
Why not? Where there's a will, there's a way.
Oh, you mean like private?
No, I think you can get a flight. It'll probably cost way more than you'd want to spend, but. And I also, no, we could fly. I was gonna say I could drive down there, and I'm like, No.
Can't do anything about the hours.
Nah. Quickest yeah. But
or much easier, we could just visit in the metaverse.
The metaverse.
See, we want to go. We want to experience, and we could if the metaverse was fully functioning at this point.
Do you hear me,
Frank
would be alive in the metaverse. He
can finally interact with us.
Oh man!
If we had the metaverse, we could be at Airstream Row.
Yo! What's up? What's popping, people? It is Metaverse Friday, brought to you by Zuckerberg Incorporated. No. The metaverse, which is trying to hatch. Zuckerberg's trying to say me. But Microsoft, is it Microsoft? Microsoft and Epic are both like, yeah, me. Zuckerberg is, I would say, he's trying to be the Bill Gates of the internet.
Yeah.
Where nobody owns the internet.
Right.
But Bill Gates, he created so much.
Right.
Right? Am I right with Bill Gates? He did things for the internet, right?
I don't know. But I just say right when you say stuff and you sound like you know what you're talking about.
Bill Gates, internet, power words.
I thought it was, what's that guy's name? The vice president.
Edward Graham Bell?
No, the vice president. They always make a joke because he said, I invented the internet.
I don't know. Dick Cheney?
No.
Richard Nixon's?
Whose vice president was it? I can't think right now.
Anyway, metaverse, guys. Metaverse. One day you'll see us on the metaverse. What is it? I'll tell you what it is. It is. I'm glad you quickly brought up. It is.
Who was Obama's vice president?
Obama's was Joe.
Oh, Joe Biden. Oh my God. So it was before. It was Bill Clinton's vice president.
I have no idea. I wasn't alive.
Yes, you do.
I wasn't alive.
No, I know that. Well, you weren't alive for George Washington.
I promise you, if you say it, I won't know.
Well, now I got to look it up.
Now look it up.
You talk about metaverse.
The metaverse. So I'm glad you brought up. It is not Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg brought up a whole hour thing about basically more than I feel like talking to consumers. It was like trying to get creators to come in, and what it basically is, the simplest way to put it is virtual reality internet. And so the same way, how do you describe someone on the internet without there being any Google searches?
Right.
Like without there being Google, without there being email. And it's like, how do you describe someone on the internet? It's like, okay, so what is it? And it's like, well, it's whatever you want it to be. But it's that idea in virtual reality. And like right now, virtual reality only has so much technology to it. The idea is to make it more advanced,
right?
More accessible. And for the same way you log on to your computer, put on your VR headset, and then you can do whatever you want, even to working from home. You can be in a space that is not this space. You can hang out with friends. We can be at the Airstream. And so very basic terms, that's the idea. It is causing two sides, like everything in the world, to form. The pro metaverse side, and then the anti metaverse of we are humans. We're meant to live our lives and connect with people in real time.
Right.
We've gone too far.
Right.
We've gone too far.
Al Gore. You know Al Gore.
He created the internet.
Right. There you go. Algorithm. That's where it came from.
He was like a dancer, like a break dancer. I wish his name was Algorithm.
That's so funny. Knowing what
he could be a rapper.
What he seems like.
Yo, it's Algorithm and I'm here to stay.
Yeah, everyone's chiming in. Jewish people said meta means dead. And then people said, oh, it's the universe for zombies or something. And they're calling, when satellite radio came out and then they started calling the radio we're familiar with terrestrial radio. Yeah. It's like we never had to call it anything. They're trying to say that that's the metaverse and this is the meatverse. Because we're just like...
what they call it, like regular mail, snail mail now.
Yeah, right.
Email.
Like that. But yeah, there's no single definition.
No single definition.
But Zuckerberg is trying to get in there.
He's trying to get in there big time.
When you hear it, I want you to associate it with me.
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yes.
And that I call dibs on it. But number one, it's already being done in like Minecraft and Roblox. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
All these different little games have already
kind
of living these little worlds. Like
yes.
Number one. Number two, there is something, I forget what it's called. Oh yeah, it's called NVIDIA, NVIDIA, which is like fully working and doing and successfully implementing this.
Yes, but once again, the thing is, like the idea is it's like the internet where there is no one owner.
Right.
And so like everyone is doing things, but like I feel like almost more than what you're saying is, whoa, back off, they're doing this. I see it more
not back off, but like, don't say you invented a car just because you are saying like,
you know it's I mean? like he's saying I bring you the internet, and this person has been working on Google for
but
10
he
years.
might be successful because, as we know from other stories in history, it doesn't matter really who invented it. I think you were like pushing the man Tesla the other day, saying that he invented
Nikola Tesla.
Yeah.
Well, he invented came up with DC power, and then that filth Edison went around killing elephants with it and came out with the AC power, far less useful. I don't know. I'm just regurgitating things I heard.
Okay. But right. So he's just trying to get associated with it, and he may be successful.
He meant to be successful. All right, let's have some talking points about it.
Okay.
Where do you want to start?
I want to start by saying that not only will it be a fantasy land, it will. They're making twins, so it'll be the exact twin. It won't be like a cartoon version of Airstream Row. It's going to be like, well, that's kind of people move it, but no, they said that you can move. No, like say I don't know, a stadium or something that you're used to. It's going to be down. It's going to be a twin.
Yeah, and even I watched the hour-long special. Check it out. We'll have it down in our link if you feel like listening to it. But even up to, you can be whatever you want to be, right? I can be a dinosaur.
Right.
But they're coming out with technology right now of hyper-realistic. So like if you go to one of these hangouts with your friends all in it, I'll be seeing you as you if you want it to be. Okay. Or I could be seeing you as a chameleon. Right. So it's like the idea is to thin the line between reality and virtual. But all right, well let's play not devil's advocate. I'll play devil's advocate a little bit here. Okay. Are we going away from God's creation and going into our own, like are we, instead of looking outwards, really just closing the door? Remember like yesterday was about opening your heart and your ears, right? Are we closing off and it's like we are the creators? Yeah,
that's a really, really great question, because you obviously everyone pushes back against any new technology or no invention, and they say this isn't what God wanted. He wants you to walk in the park and so forth. I always say that God created creators, and yes, the metaverse is being built. It's like you said, it's hard to explain because it's like things are in there that we haven't heard about before, but it is being created with the building blocks of the internet and of the video games and so obviously God is still he created from nothing. In the beginning there was darkness, right? So I'm not against it in that fact, but I read a lot of Christian opinions on it that say, or not just Christian, Jewish, Muslim, that say that Zuckerberg, because they're just pointing the finger at him. If he stands out there, he's going to get pointed at.
Well, she probably likes. She's like, associate my name with metaverse for when the good stuff comes around.
They're saying that he's making the humans on Earth gross. And
why do you want to be
a human
in this awful
You're so
life?
Limited. You're
what's this Bible story? Oh my! I can't believe. Don't even tell me because I need to think of it myself.
I don't know it. So
yeah, you do. It's the guy who had a terrible life, and his name is. Oh, stop it!
Talk about him every.
Yeah, I know. That's what, like I'm not like I can't.
Second.
Okay, his name is.
I'm gonna kill you for not knowing it.
Job.
Yes. Oh. What am I saying yes for in a good way? It's like yes.
Yeah, I know. It was a brain fart. It wasn't an actual not knowing. It's like
well,
okay, you're gonna give Job the illusion that he has a good life. Well, he was supposed to struggle.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
So, saying that we're gross and this is a horrible place, and if you can escape from it, and put on your headset, and everything will be pretty and beautiful and perfect and nice. Number one, you have to take your headset off at some point.
Yes.
What about your coping mechanisms? But I'm in no way am I saying I think it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Obviously, it runs a risk of being addictive. Mm-hmm. But just lost my train of thought.
the devil's taking it from me.
Yes.
I'll take over.
Okay.
Here's my thing about it, right? I think with anything, and is the more... actually, no, I'm going to bring up the special word, balance, right?
Okay.
But things always equal out. And I think what we have here is something that has the possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
And so what fearmongers, not even fearmongers, because they are true. Like when you live your life, you have only so many options.
Right.
Right. When you're able to do more, you have more options to do bad.
Right.
And when you're given this, it opens up so many possibilities. That person who is on their deathbed, who wants to go to church and interact with people, interact with a priest, can now.
Right.
Can kids not go outside because they're fighting zombies on the planet Earthron? Absolutely. But it's like this happened so many times in the past where we're presented great we're growing as a society and we're able to do more, and the idea is to use it for the right reasons. And I think and so if you are looking at that side, you will be correct. But why is this the end of the world? Because there's so much possibilities and you can choose wrong. There's so much possibilities with it and you can choose right. And is that not what life's about at the end of the day? The same way you go out every day and choose right or wrong. Right. It will be the choice in the metaverse. And do you have anything else to say before I continue?
Yeah. I was going to say, what about, the saying, it's harder for a rich man to get into heaven. And we never really thought, I don't think you didn't, but I didn't ever think that it meant the more money you have, the worse God thinks of you. It just meant that I don't have any motivation to worry about the next life. I have no motivation. Yes. And I'm wondering about this for me to play devil's advocate. Are
we creating a heaven on earth?
Are you creating a false heaven on earth where you spend all your time in a fabricated fantasy land
where it's what do we describe heaven as? Whatever you want.
But so you're going to spend your 40 years playing in a dream. You're sleeping. Am I wrong? I mean,
you are not wrong. And it is a valid point and a good point. And I think once again there is a certain how do I say caution that should be taken with this, just like it should be taken with everything.
Yeah.
And so, once again, it comes to that balance. And as we grow as a society, it is becoming, and you see that with people leaving the church, it is becoming harder to maintain that balance.
Right.
But it's possible. And the idea is to always be striving towards that. But more than that, with our last 8 minutes, we're going to talk to you about what we're going to do to solve that problem.
Well, before we do,
I was just kidding.
Let me just tell you that religion is included in the plans. And Facebook has been partnering with faith communities such as Hillsong Megachurch in Atlanta, the Assemblies of God, and the Presbyterian Church USA.
They already got a head start on us.
The company is creating products for churches, including audio and prayer sharing and online tools to build congregations using Facebook.
They already got a head start on us?
Not really, because that's going to be I'm guessing that's going to be one of the twin. So this mega church, they're going to create it in the metaverse.
Yeah.
It's going to be down to the last, door handle.
Yeah.
You're going to feel like you're there.
Yeah. So I say, so what they're doing is taking what they have and bringing it to the metaverse. Well, guys, you know what?
No, but what you said yesterday that we would be in there doing what we're doing here, we could still do that. And
yes,
we don't have to build the whole town. We could just show up.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So the same way, I'm trying to compare it to something else. Is every time, okay, so before I go in, one final argument I'm going to make against the anti-metaverse thing is I don't remember, because I'm a Gen Zer.
You couldn't even remember Al Gore.
I couldn't. But this happened with the internet.
Okay.
It was slower because I feel like it was a slower crawl and people thought the internet's not going to take off. But the internet pulled people, or TV or anything. There was boomers that were saying, this is not right. We shouldn't be looking at screens. We should be outside.
Or your phones.
But the reason we are talking to you here today, and all of the I'm sure you watch a lot of good things, a lot of connection has been made by the power of the internet.
Yes.
And there has been so many benefits. even though there's been drawbacks. And so if this is the next thing, just look at the internet and say,
right.
Well, yeah, where would I be without it? In this, all the good things,
right.
all like we were probably reading more Bible on the internet than we do.
That's true.
Than we do on paper. Right?
That's true.
And I'm sure a lot of people do.
Right.
A lot of people, I guarantee, started reading the Bible because they have the Bible app on their phone.
Yeah.
And not because they have a paperback on their bedside.
And also the knowledge that you can have that you never could have before. So what we talked about before about people kind of just let
whatever they
them
tell you.
Because they didn't know. And at this point, all you have to do is, you don't even have to know the Bible verse. You can say, like you just said, what was the man who had a very hard life? Job. Like, it comes right up for you.
I don't know what website it is. It's one of the top ones if you Google a Bible verse, but it gives you multiple people's interpretation of
wow,
it.
Yeah.
And like just something like that. And it's like, so you can hear whatever.
Yeah.
Not the point. So what we're going to do, guys, we're going to be in the metaverse sooner rather than later. Before even probably we start making an audio only podcast.
We're gonna give up trying to figure out how to publish a podcast because that's so 2021.
Audio only. Oh, let me just listen to my ears and not fully experience it with my hands.
No,
we're gonna go to the metaverse and we are going to be able, because you know what, religion is a funny thing, right? There is sort of a like what is religion all about? I feel like it's community.
Yeah,
and I think what better way than to we have fans
meet you where you are.
We're not fans. We have viewers, friends from Georgia. We have friends from across the pond over in other countries.
Team members, as they say at Chick-fil-A. No, at Starbucks.
We talked about this, I think, on yesterday's podcast about when someone was doing a live stream and there was 13 people.
Right.
And it was like, whoa, if there was 13 people, I would be a little nervous.
Yeah.
And imagine if just putting on a headset, you were then with your
13
viewers, and it would make for such a great experience, I think, more than if we had a sports podcast. Right. Like, watch us play sports. It's like, so we're going to go to the metaverse. We'll see you there.
You want that influence in there.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's where we're just going to start. I don't know how much information I should give if someone's going to steal it. These are our friends.
Zuckerberg said it's going to take 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, we're going to be there in 3.
So we'll be there before anyone else.
But
we get to the party early.
Future. This is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Right? It starts with live shows. I put on the headset and boom, you guys are sitting around. You know,
oh my God, we should really be a Croak and Crow for like the little character.
What I was thinking is, I've been thinking about this. I will always be myself, hyper realistic.
Oh, because you're Spencer Cartier.
I'll throw on like 10 pounds of muscle for it. Like, right. And then you'll change character. Always you'll be a different thing every day.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. And then Frank will talk. But I'm just rifling things here. But what I like about it,
tell me.
I'll tell you, is I want to be different. The same way once the internet came out, they were like, I guess let's start with putting the newspaper on the internet.
Right.
And then they're like, okay, no, we got to give the news differently because it's in quicker little thing, headlines, all that. You need to think of how to explain the Bible, even new medium. It's not just let's do a Bible reading. Do you remember? On the
12th day of November. Yeah. I think we sang this before.
We had a video games podcast.
Yeah.
And we talked about how cool it would be to have a video game where you could walk through. I'm talking about years from now.
Like Fortnite.
What? Yes, kind of.
Okay.
Where as we're because the metaverse, it's not like, oh, we can have a green screen up. It's 3D. You can walk around us as we're talking. As we're talking about a Bible verse, the Bible verse is going.
We wanted to do that. We wanted to have like an amusement park.
That's what I'm saying. I think Zuckerberg watched our podcast and saw it.
Well, he recently became religious again.
Well, guess what? I'm going to give him a ring.
He was Jewish.
Yeah.
Well, he's always Jewish, but he proclaimed his Jewishness. Then he became atheist. He said, I'm over this. I don't believe in anything. But when his children were born and he said he went through hard times, he's back to being religious.
He's back to being religious. And how cool would that be? We're walk through Thursday. And it's like
we really walk through.
We're talking about the Leviathans, and boom, there go the Leviathans right past us, holding their Ark of the Covenant.
But his wife is a Buddhist.
Hey.
I'll just give everybody's religion.
Yeah, we love it all. But anyway,
for the people that are afraid of him, some people think he's a robot and he's the Antichrist and he's trying to take God away from us. And I don't know anything about the man, but all I do know is that he is not. He used to say I'm an atheist. Now he doesn't say it anymore.
Yeah. So hey, to finish up, I think the metaverse is coming, whether you like it or not. So If you think it's bringing us away from God, then come with Croak and Crow, and we will bring everyone closer to God through the metaverse.
Yeah.
In 3D, you'll be able to see all around me, and you'll be able to see my 5-inch inseam shorts that I'm not wearing today. I put on pants for the first time.
I think every day this week you showed your legs.
But I put on
we have pants on. Because it's cold.
But you got in the metaverse, I'll never have to show because they'll be sitting.
When I go in,
around, they'll look at my shoes.
When I go into this thing, I'm gonna have to have heaters around me. So when I think I'm on the beaches of Bali, I will feel warmer.
Yeah.
Because that would be kind of, your mind will be like, what is happening?
Yeah,
why am I so cold?
Why am I? Yeah. Anyway, guys, that's it. That's enough. We can't tell you too much because it's in the works. But we'll see you next week in the metaverse. Peace.
Or just on YouTube.